Don't want to fix it alone? Call RVFix to get virtual assistance from a certified technician today.
Hi, I'm Derryl with RVFix. So today what we're going to do is we're going to install this Furrion Vision S. This is a backup camera with side cameras. We're going to install this onto this Jayco trailer right here that already has pre-wired backup camera system. Okay, so first things first, we're going to look in the box and see what we have. So this right here is going to be our monitor. We'll need to get power to this when we have it in our vehicle, and we're going to set that aside. Other things that we have is we have instruction manuals right here. More cabling. This is going to be for the camera itself. Let me drop this out there. This is going to be the antenna for our camera. This is the camera itself. The cool thing about this camera is that it is adjustable. We can move it up or down depending on what we want to see behind us, and we'll do that and we'll show that when we install everything. So we have that. Other things in the box, this is just going to be a stand for our display. We'll open that up later. This is also another stand for the display. And then we come here, and these are going to be our side marker lights. And so we have two of those. Here's the second one right there, and these will be installed on the sides. So what will happen is on these ones right here, as you're driving down the road, the display itself will have different screens on it, and it will show you each side marker camera and what's going on there, as well as the backup. So we're going to install this right now. The cool thing about this is it's already preset for this camera. It already has this gasket right here on the top, and I'll show you. But then we have this kind of this housing that we're going to take off. With RVs, you have a square tip bit that most things are made with. But these screws right here are square tip and universal, or they're kind of like a universal between square tip and Phillips bit. And so what we're going to do is just unscrew this one here and then screw that one there. This actually on top here has a couple more screws that they have silicone. This cylinder right here is kind of like a ProFlex, is what we call it. It's a brand of cylinder that's very hard and difficult. A lot of times it'll be just silicone, but the manufacturer uses ProFlex, which is very hard to take off, but it's very good on the sealing portion of it. All right. Okay, now that we have the cover off, we're going to take this right here, and you can see these are going to be the wires. Now, real quick, these wires right here are tied into the marker light. So to be able to power up our camera, we have to have power to the marker lights. A lot of times what that is just turning on your marker lights as you're driving down the road to be able to have a picture. Okay, so we're going to take off this cap right here. And you can see the plug in there. And we're just going to marry these together like that. Shove these back in the hole, kind of like it was before. Spin it around. Make sure we can get that in far enough so that when this is in there, it seats just right. Now, take our screw. So I'm going to just put one screw in there for right now because I want to test it out and make sure our camera works before I put everything back together and seal it up. So because this was already pre-wired, we didn't need this piece right here. This would have been the same piece wiring that would have been behind there. But if this was not pre-wired, I would take off this light right here, get the power and ground, and hook it up to these wires here. Red is my power, black is my ground on this wire. And then I drop it down in this spot right here to be able to hook this wire up, to be able to hook this camera together. All right, so right now I don't have a truck nearby, and so I need to power up the marker lights. One of the ways that we do this in the shop is, number one, we got to have our battery connected and on, but this is our 7-way plug. What I want you to pay attention to is this piece right here. Okay, this piece is up right here. That means that we have power and marker lights in this section. So I have this fuse right here, and what I'm going to do is just place it right in this slot right there. And if you look now, the marker lights are on. Okay, with the marker lights on, now I could go test my camera. Okay, so now since we have the camera installed, we have the marker lights powered up, we're going to use this wire right here to power up our Furrion backup camera display. Okay, the cool thing about this setup is this device right here, I can plug my camera into this, plug this into my display, and then plug this into a 12-volt power source, and I could test my system right with this wire together, so I don't have to be with the camera. So right now I have, and what's cool about this trailer, there is a spot for 12 volt. It has a 12 volt outlet. A lot of trailers don't have that, but this one does, so that's nice. We'll plug it in the back right there. Okay, so this right here, so our backup camera works. And let's say it's not pairing. One thing I want to note is that this blue light is on. If this blue light is not on, that means you do not have power to your camera, right? The other thing is, when we go to pair, up underneath here is a little rubber button. You push the button and it'll go into pairing mode, okay? Read the instructions, of course, and it'll give you details on how to do that. The other thing that we have on this backup camera that we want to use is we want to install the antenna. It is working without it, but if you have a very long truck, this is going to help extend the signal. Now we know that the camera works and the monitor is displaying what's back here. Let's finish up the installation. I'm going to take my screws. I have 3 more. And like I said, the nice thing about this, it already has a gasket back here for the camera. Okay, now it's secured. A couple things that we want to do is it's sealed here, but remember trying to take off the sealant here, we got to go back through, and I use silicone, and we'll put a dab of silicone here and here. The other thing that we can do is this guy right here. You noticed in the camera before how the picture was a little off? We could take our camera and adjust it to where it shoots back further or more down. I personally, when I install it, I make it to where I barely see the tail, the bumper here. And so that when I'm backing up, I know how close I am or how far I am to whatever I'm backing up towards. Okay, so at this point we're done. I will do a couple more, or a little bit of drops of silicone there.
Thanks for watching. If this video didn't solve your problem, don't worry. We're here to help. Give us a call at 1-844-66-RVFix. We'll diagnose your issue quickly with a certified technician on a video call, get any parts and warranty processed, and if needed, we'll coordinate a service center or mobile technician to get you fixed. We'll handle it all so you can get back to camping.